GPT-4 has finally arrived, so let's find out exactly what ChatGPT-4 is. OpenAI ran a developer livestream that not only introduced this multimodal AI, they also ran a demo to demonstrate how it's one of the most powerful artificial intelligence engines to this date. It's no surprise that the whole internet, Twitter especially, has gone insane hearing this news. ChatGPT was only released recently with Bing AI following in the Bing AI chatbot. In this video, I'm going to cover with ChatGPT 4, how it's different from previous GPT versions such as GPT-3 and GPT 3.5, and I have also gained access to test it out. I hope chat.openai.com and their default chatbot is now support ChatGPT 4. So I will demo some of use cases too. Let's start off with GPT-4. In comparison to previous models, it's multimodal. Now, this simply means that unlike previous versions of GPT, which were only text-based, GPT-4 can accept and process images as well as text. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an audio component to this as well. But for the time being, OpenAI simply did a demonstration showing a few examples of their image to text processing. The first one is on their website, where they gave AI the difficult task of explaining a joke based on a series of images. This image is of an iPhone but charging with a visual cable, and GPT-4 accurately was able to identify all the elements in the photo, as well as explain the context of the joke. While this sounds pretty simple, this is something that's almost unheard of previous version of AI. OpenAI have also showcased some of the companies that are already working with them to be able to use GPT-4 in their products. These companies have integrated it into services. One of them is Khan Academy. Another is invested in, investment company. They have integrated it very similar to ChatGPT, but with more customization to work as a personal tutor. For those people who are learning educational, maybe in the future all of our children will be taught by AI, but at least for the short term, it looks like it's definitely a great assistant to have on, like a chatbot. Whether you are doing any type of learning, there were lots of statistics that showcased how GPT-4 performs better than any other model to date. Now, we don't have Bard, Google Bard right now, so we can't compare it with the Google Bard. But if Google Bard launches, I will make a new video on compares Google Bard with ChatGPT 4, which model performs the best. However, previous versions of ChatGPT 3 were in the lower quarter of that percentile, other than the difference of being able to also take in visual inputs. It can also produce and handle over 25,000 words of text, which is much larger than previous models. It is also much more creative, being able to edit as well as modify and iterate over technical tasks and writing tasks way more accurately than previous models as well. As an example, you could ask that ChatGPT or GPT-3 to summarize Cinderella, and while it could do so, it wouldn't be able to do complex tasks such as being able to summarize it where every sentence of each word begins with the next letter of the alphabet, A to Z. This is a much more complex task, and yet GPT-4 can also do this quite easy. GPT-4 also surpasses ChatGPT in advanced reasoning capabilities. This means if you are trying to book an appointment between two people's calendar with different availabilities, GPT-4 can better reason and figure out a time that works for both of them. It's also safer and less prone to making errors. OpenAI said that they spent 6 months making sure that ChatGPT 4 is 82% less likely to create requests for disallowed content and 40% less likely to produce fake news or at least factually inaccurate responses. If you are interested in using it right now, you can do so on ChatGPT Plus, which is the paid version of that ChatGPT. And if you want to get access to the API, you will need to join the API waitlist. I went into the GPT website. There I have got new model available, GPT-4. It also showcases the difference between each model with the difference showing in reasoning speed. Version 3.5 has average reasoning. The legacy version is less used and its speed is a bit lower. But GPT-4 has very high reasoning, but the speed is a little bit lower. I would say it's because it is still being pushed out, so it's currently limited to 1000 messages every 4 hours. I first asked to showcase 3 different things that ChatGPT-4 can do that ChatGPT-3 couldn't. It technically is still trained on the same data all the way up to September 2011. And that's what I found surprising, is that it still thinks it's a version of GPT-3, which maybe it was trained against, but it did have the correct answers, which means that it's a better at comprehension and understanding. It is better at reasoning, and it's also better as a language model, supporting more languages more accurately as well. I tricked ChatGPT into thinking 9 plus 20 is actually equal to 30 and not 29. I tried to apply this trick, but it didn't work, which means that technically speaking, it gave the correct answer consistently each time I tried to trick it. The API is not quite available yet. I have applied for the waitlist and hopefully I will be accepted soon, and I will showcase you how you can use it for your own business, as well as replacing ChatGPT 3.5 in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you.